How to make Printify products 100 times faster by automating. If you're a Printify seller who creates a large number of products manually inside of the interface, you're probably pretty bored of what feels like an incredibly tedious, repetitive process where you have to come in here, then you have to find your particular product that you're looking for. Maybe you're creating wall posters for your store, then you got to find the correct one. Where is it? Here it is. Come over here. And then you got to start designing and you got to select the correct variants. Got to come in here. Let's say we're doing these. Cool. Then I have to upload my image. I have to go my device. I have to find the particular image. I'm not even in the right folder. So I have to come here. I have to go here. Which one am I on? I can't remember. I think I'm on the Nebula. Oh yeah, that was the one I was on. Okay, so I come here. I upload the image and I'm waiting. Still waiting. Finally, it's uploaded. So now I have my image here, and then I can come here. I can go save product. Then I have to go save selection. Then we're not done yet. I have to come here. I have to come up with the title. I have to say Nebula above the lake, vertical map poster. And then I have to come here and I have to type a description where I have to describe the artwork. This artwork image showcases a beautiful nebula night sky scene above a captivating lake with mountains in the background. The mood of this artwork piece, blah, 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 and so forth. And then I come here, I got to select the tags, I got to do that, I got to set the prices. And then finally I can save one measly product as a draft. It's a lot of very repetitive, boring work that seems like the sort of thing that should be easily automatable because you're just doing the same monotonous robotic steps over and over again for hour after hour, and you're probably incredibly bored of it. Well, luckily for you, we're going to show you how to automate this process using a tool called the Bulk POD Product Creator. This is a tool that allows you to automate the creation of your Printify products. It's very simple to use, just a couple simple steps. You just set up your operations, click a few things, set up your rules, click create my products, and it'll automate the creation of all your required Printify products. If you have a Printify store where you're always creating the same sort of products, like maybe it's a poster store or a clothing store or a canvas art store, you can even save your entire operations. So you could just come here to the drop down, load your saved operation, select your images, click run, quite literally allowing you to automate the creation of your products with like 10 seconds of setup work. It'll upload your images to your Printify store, it'll upscale them to high resolution, 300 dpi images for the best possible print quality. It can stretch and resize all of your images to perfectly fit the print areas, so even if there's variance in the size or aspect ratio of your images, it'll make it so it always perfectly fits the print area of all your different variants. It'll apply whatever settings you want in terms of what variants to use, what prices to use for your products, tags, descriptions, really whatever you want. And on top of that, it also uses AI image recognition to write highly accurate SEO optimized titles, descriptions, and tags for each one of your products. Compared against the boring, grueling work of doing this manually one at a time for each one of your products, selecting the variants, uploading the images, making sure they fit correctly, racking your brain to type out an accurate title, description, adding the tags for all the products, then coming down here and doing all this stuff, setting your prices, all of these settings, doing all of these tedious, repetitive tasks manually is a boring waste of your time, and we're going to show you how to completely automate this process with a few simple button clicks. You can find a link to this tool in the video description, and we'll probably post it in the comments as well. We're going to jump into it, show you how to use the different features, how to set up your operations, and we're going to automate the creation of some products. Let's jump into it. Step 1, select your image files. I'm sure you could figure that one out. Choose files. We're going to come here to our folder. Inside of here we have about 170 artwork images. We'll just select all like that, and that's good to go. 175 artwork images. It'll automatically upscale all of your artwork images to high resolution and 300 dpi, so you're not selling low resolution pixelated garbage to your customers. Instead, it'll make sure that it'll upscale it and create a nice, crisp, high quality product. Two options here. You can either stretch images to fit the print area, or you can preserve the original aspect ratios of each one of your images. So if you're doing something like wall posters or canvas art where you want to make sure the entire print area gets filled, then it's probably best that you do stretch images to fit print area. But if you're doing something where it's like a logo or text on t-shirts or something like that, where you don't necessarily want it to get stretched, then you might want to do preserve image aspect ratios. It really just depends on your particular preferences. For my purposes, since we're doing posters, we want to make sure the entire area of the print gets filled, so there's no white space, so we're going to do stretch images to fit print areas. The cool thing about this, if you have multiple different aspect ratios selected, like these two variants here, 16 by 24, 12 by 18, these are both the 2 by 3 aspect ratio. This one, 18 by 24, that's a slightly different aspect ratio. If you have this option selected, it'll resize the images to where even if there are different aspect ratios, each one will perfectly fit its own respective print area. So that's pretty cool as well. Step 2, select your example products. So this is where the tool fundamentally knows what products to create, what variants to use, what prices to apply, things of that nature. So first of all, you'll need to connect this tool to your Printify store, obviously. So we'll go ahead and click connect another store. Printify API key, this is already copied to my clipboard for the sake of this video. If you need to find this, you can click this link and it'll take you to the account API section of your website. Or alternatively, you can just go account, connections, and it'll take you to the same particular pathway here. All you need to do is generate an API token, copy the little code that it gives you, and that basically allows other software tools to connect to your Printify store to perform whatever operations are required. So that's good. Printify store ID, easiest place to find this is going to be on the orders page. So you can come here, you can go this little code snippet here, paste that, that's your store ID, and that's good. You don't want to paste the whole URL, just this little number string here. Printify store name, you can just type whatever you want here. The name of my store is Canvas Art Central. So we're going to do that, connect my store, and store successfully saved. Looks like we're good. Example product to use. This is basically where you point to whatever particular product you want to use as a sort of template or a role model for the operation. This allows the tool to know what sort of product to create, what variants to use, what settings to apply, and things of that nature. So what you'll want to do is you'll want to create a sort of ideal product, which is like the product that you want to create more of. Make sure you select the correct variants you want to use. You'll want to make sure your price points are set to whatever it is you'll be charging for these products. Basically, inside of Printify, just create one particular product, which is a sort of template or example to use for the operation. And then the way the tool works when it automates this process is for each one of the artwork images that you've selected here, it'll create more of these products, except instead of whatever artwork image is here in the template, it'll swap that out with each one of the artwork images that you've selected here. So it'll create a lot more of these products for each one of your artwork images, if that makes sense. So we're going to select our example product. We'll go select another product. You got to find the product ID. So to do that, if you're on your products page, you just open it up. And up here, there's a little string that you'll copy. This is just the unique identifier for this product. You don't copy the whole URL, just this little number or letter string here. Drop that there. That's good. Product name, we'll just say poster wall art 20 by 30. That should be good. Save example product, and successfully saved. Step 3, our final step. This is where we basically set up the rules for each product creation event. There's a separate section for titles, descriptions, and tags here. We'll start with titles here up top. So the default is use image file names, and then alternatively, you can click this toggle switch and you can generate unique titles for each artwork image using AI image recognition. This will actually analyze each particular image, and it'll save you the boring, repetitive work of sitting there and racking your brain to come up with some unique title for each one of your artwork pieces. Using this particular setting, the AI will just do that work for you. Two options here if you're doing the AI titles, you can do a simple title or a compound title. The simple title, as the name suggests, that just gives you a simple and straightforward, concise title. Full moon landscape, blue abstract portrait, bear giving thumbs up, etc. You get the idea. The compound title, what this does is, this is a little better for SEO in my opinion, because what this does is it gives you that simple title at the front, where you'll still get like full moon landscape or whatever, and it'll give you some additional descriptors on top of that in terms of like what the image contains, different keywords, different descriptors of the artwork style and things like that. So it'll give you the full moon landscape part, and it'll give you black and white photography, scenic night artwork, and you can specify the number of subtitle segments to use here. Serene midnight landscape, dreamy nocturnal sky, whatever. You can go up to 10 as the maximum. Now you will bump up against Printify product title limits, of course, so you want to be reasonable with this. I think something like 2 or 3 is probably the right balance between including more descriptors in here for showing up in search engines, but without seeming too spammy or like you're keyword stuffing too excessively. It's really up to you though. You can just play with this and see what works best for your particular artwork and store. So I'm going to stick with the compound AI titles. I'm going to do 2 subtitle segments. I think that just works best for what I'm doing here. And finally, you can optionally include custom text in each of your titles if you want. This is really good for SEO if somebody's searching for a particular type of artwork and they want the art to feature something specific. Making sure that you're containing the correct keywords to show up for those searches can really help with that sort of discoverability and having your products be more likely to show up for those particular searches. So for my particular store, we're doing posters, so I'm going to say poster wall arts. like so. And so the custom text, you can have it either show up at the back half of the title or the front half, depending on your preferences. As you can see, there's the custom text segments and there's the AI generated segment here. You can just toggle this little arrow depending upon your preferences. Same thing with the image file names. You can include the custom text. You can do it at the front. You can do it at the back half. And in this case, it'll just be image file name plus the custom text. Since we're doing the compound titles, we'll go ahead and stick with this. And this is the setup we're doing here. So it'll give us the main artwork title, it'll give us the subtitles with the additional descriptors, and it'll describe the actual products that we're creating. So very good stuff for SEO. So that's all good. For each one of the products it creates, it's going to follow this particular rule for the titles. Next, we're going to move down to product descriptions. You can either copy from the example product or you can generate using AI. You guessed it, we're going to use the AI setting once again. Once again, this will analyze each of your images and use the appropriate keywords and descriptors, talking about the moods and the artwork styles and all that stuff. So that's what we're going to do here for each one of our new products. Similar to the custom text for the product titles, you can include custom HTML optionally in each of your descriptions. And so this is useful for if you have sort of the generic product information about like what sort of paper it's made of, you know, indoor use only. This is just sort of the generic stuff that applies to any of the posters. And then you can combine that with the specific description of each particular artwork piece that you're creating. That gives us the HTML source code for this section. You just come here and paste it in there, and it'll basically append that to each of the descriptions. You can have the AI generated part appear either at the front of the description or at the back half, depending on your preferences. It's really up to you on that one. We're just going to leave it at the front like so. Finally, product tags. You can either copy from the example product or generate using AI. We're going to do the AI option once again. You can specify the number of tags here, and you can also have a specific group of tags that'll get added to each created product. So the AI generated tags, that's going to apply to each specific artwork image. So it might say, you know, blue astronomy scene, sci-fi fantasy artwork, stuff like that. But then if you want more generic tags like poster, wall art, wall posters, wall decor, basically generic tags that'll apply to each created product. You can just type those here: posters, poster, wall art, art prints. I think we should be good with that. And so that'll show up for each of the created products, and then the AI generated ones will be specific to each of the artwork images that you're doing. Again, this is good for a small additional little SEO boost. And on top of that, a lot of e-commerce stores will actually group and create collections based upon the tags that get included here. So if you have a rule on your Shopify store that's like create a collection of products where they include posters, and then that'll be your poster section on the store or whatever. By doing this, it makes it so you can just automatically group them on your Shopify store. Again, saving you the boring work of going in there and individually selecting all the products, adding them to collections. If you have tag-based collections, this can save you time as well. That's really it. We've set up our operation. We've selected our image files to use. We have all our settings set up here for the product creation events, and we've said this is the example product to use. Let's create more of these products, except using each unique artwork image we've selected. We're going to first save this operation, since this is really the ideal product creation event that we want to be able to reference again in the future. So we're just going to come here, and we're just going to say poster or wall arts, save current operation. Operation successfully saved, so this is something we can reference later in the future as needed, but for now it's already set up. And so from this point, all we need to do is click create my products, and it'll automate the creation of all 171 products for us. So we're going to come down here, drum roll please, click create my products, and we're operational just like that. So in the background, it's basically doing all of the stuff that we discussed here. So first it's upscaling the images, it's stretching them to fit the aspect ratios of the selected variants, it's creating the product, it's adding the designs, it's applying all these settings. It's also passing the images through the AI image recognition tool to come up with the titles, the descriptions, the tags based on all these rules. All of this is just happening automatically in the background for all 171 of the products we're creating. So instead of you spending the entire day or the entire weekend in your Printify store, clicking around, doing this boring work manually, you just come here, set up your operation, click a few buttons, click run, and it'll just do this automatically for you, 100% on autopilot. Let's go ahead and hit refresh and see what we've got. We'll pop these bad boys open. Sir Whiskers, Victorian sea lion portraits, anthropomorphic animal art. Like I said, very accurate description of the artwork image, and this is just very good for SEO. If somebody's searching Google for, I'm looking for a poster wall art piece featuring an anthropomorphic sea lion portrait. You know, having these terms in your title just makes it way more likely that your product will actually show up for that search. And then we'll come down here, we'll look at the description. Again, this is AI generated, completely automated. This striking image depicts a surreal portrait of a sea lion dressed in formal, Victorian era attire. The sea lion's head is realistically rendered, showing its distinctive features like whiskers, large expressive eyes, and spotted skin. Its body is adorned with an elegant dark suit jacket, blah blah blah. You know, just imagine if you were trying to do this yourself, like coming up with all these accurate descriptors and using the correct art terms and describing the mood and what's featured in the image. Doing this even for one image would be a boring slog, but imagine doing this for dozens or even hundreds of images. Sitting here, typing these descriptions. It makes no sense to waste your time doing this when you can just automate this process with a few simple button clicks. And then the tag, same thing, it just uses all the correct terms, super accurate, Victorian sea lion, suit jacket, classical painting, animal arts, historical fashion, whimsical, and then it also included those generic tags where we said poster wall arts, wall posters, wall decor, stuff like that. That got included as well, and then we have the artwork specific stuff in here. And then the prices as well, that carried over from the example product, so we don't have to waste our time typing this and making sure it's correct. All this is good. All the SKUs are going to be uniquely generated. So automating this process versus doing it manually, I mean, there's just no comparison. So one more thing I want to show you, we're going to step into the design here. So we had this 18 by 24 variant selected. That was included really just to show you the fact that it resizes each of your images to perfectly fill the print area. There's not any gaps or white space or anything. It actually creates a unique image for the different aspect ratios as needed. Now he does look a little obese in this one, but just for the sake of the demo, I included that for you. But anyway, really useful stuff. Instead of coming in here and uploading the image and waiting for it to load and I got to resize it and, you know, modify the scaling and stuff, you can just use this automation tool and it will do that for you. We'll look at a couple others. We have Bovine Elegance was the main title it came up with, and then Anthropomorphic Cow Portrait, Formal Attire Artwork, Poster Wall Art. Again, we have the description here. Whimsical and sophisticated anthropomorphic cow dressed in formal attire. Captivating juxtaposition of nature and culture. Really good stuff and just a highly accurate description. Here we have the genteel manatee. One more thing I forgot to mention, I deliberately included these images to just be very poorly sized, just to show you the fact that the tool will actually resize the images to perfectly fit the print area. So let me go back over real fast. This was, where is it? Are we on page 3 here? Genteel manatee. So this is what the end result ended up looking like, where if it'll load. So it fits the print area, you know, there's no empty white space or whatever. This was the original image. So this is using that stretch images to fit print area selection. I deliberately included those inside of here just to show you, hey, even if there's variance in the artwork images that you're using, no problem. The tool will resize your images to fit the different product variants. And so you don't have to waste your time doing a bunch of pre-processing steps to make sure everything will fit perfectly. You can just dump your images in here and the tool will take care of it for you. Lord Grizzly's Approval. I mean, that is a goddamn accurate artwork name right there for a bear giving a thumbs up. Here we have Coastal Serenity, Pristine Beach Landscape, Tranquil Ocean Scenery, Celestial Symphony, Alien Landscape, Cosmic Nebula. This breathtaking cosmic landscape showcases a vibrant nebula exploding with color across the night sky, juxtaposed against a stark alien planet surface. I mean, that's about as accurate as it gets right there. The nebula dominates the upper portion of the image, swirling with hues of pink, purple, blue, and gold dotted with countless stars. Mind architecture, concrete thoughts, geometric burden, vibrant cubism. Anyway, that's the tool, Bulk POD Product Creator. It's still chugging along here. We're up to 53 out of 171 products created. It does take a little bit of time to create each product, but you got to keep in mind that it's doing a lot of sweaty computer stuff here in the background. And it's time you don't need to spend manually doing all of this boring work yourself, spending hour after hour, racking your brain, typing these SEO descriptions. Oh, let's see, this surrealist artwork features a person in a blouse that's colorful, just sitting here and typing all this shit. It's a big waste of your time, and really that's time that you could and should be better spending on the parts of your business that actually get you paid. You know, marketing your products, advertising your products, expanding your product lineup. There are better uses of your time than just coming in here and clicking around for hour after hour inside of the Printify interface. Anyway, hope you found this helpful. Make sure to drop a like and comment for that YouTube algorithmic engagement action. You can find a link to this tool in the video description or the comment section. Check it out, Bulk POD Product Creator. Automate the creation of your print-on-demand products and stop wasting hours of your time doing this boring work manually. That's all I got for now. Thank you guys for watching, and see you later.